The scholar said, if you look at the Prophet ﷺ, he never forgot his adhkar, his remembrance, when he stepped out of his home. And what are those two adhkar? Two phrases of remembrance, two adhkar, that the Prophet ﷺ always would say when he left his home. The first one, Bismillah, tawakkaltu ala Allah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. In the name of Allah, I depend upon Allah, la hawla wa la quwwata, tawakkaltu ala Allah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. There's no power, no might except for that which is with Allah, with God. And what did the Prophet ﷺ say happens? The devil flees you. The angel calls out and says, Hudita wa kufita wa wuqita. You're going to be guided for the day. You're going to be protected for the day from your enemy. You will be protected for the day for any type of harm that would come to you. Hudita wa kufita wa wuqita. And this is one narration, but the other narration, listen very carefully, and I want you to try to practice this, inshallah ta'ala. And I'll hold myself to it as well. Salama radiyallahu ta'ala anha says, ما خرج النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من بيتي قط إلا رفع طرفه إلى السماء. I love the imagery here, and I actually just thought about it today. She said, every time the Prophet ﷺ left my house, and he never left my house except that he would do this, he'd look up to the sky. He'd look up to the sky. So let's try to practice this, inshallah ta'ala. He'd look up to the sky and he would say, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika an adilla aw udal, aw azilla aw uzal, aw adlima aw udlam, aw ajhala aw yujhala alayhi. So profound. He would say, Oh Allah, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika an adilla aw udal. Oh my Lord, I seek refuge in you from going astray or leading astray. Leading or going astray. Being astray or leading astray. Being led astray. Aw azilla aw uzal. Or to slip or cause to slip. Or be made to slip. Aw adlima aw udlam. Or to oppress or to be oppressed. I don't want to be misguided. I don't want to fall. I don't want to oppress. And I don't want any of those things happening to me either. Or the Prophet ﷺ said, أو أجهل أو يجهل علي, or to do wrong or to have wrong done towards me. This is profound. Like, think about the intentionality of stepping out of your house every single day and looking up and saying this dua. I pray that we can practice it, maybe not every time, but at least we can start bringing this in as a sunnah when you walk out of your home and you make that dua. Even if you're in your car, driving out of your garage, if you're coming out of a garage, say the dua and think about the implications of this dua. Like, I'm trying to leave my home today and I don't want to cause harm to anyone, nor do I want this harm to be caused towards me. So this is a profound way that the Prophet ﷺ used to engage every single time he walks out of his home, walks into the world. I don't want to harm, be misguided, nor do I want those things to happen to me. So, وَلْيَسَعْكَ بَيْتُكَ, and obviously, if, يَسَعْكَ بَيْتُكَ, if you connect with social media, if you dive into social media when you're at home, it kind of defeats the purpose of this hadith. The hadith means disconnect. The hadith means learn how to cut off and enjoy yourself in seclusion and in solitude. The last one, the Prophet ﷺ said, وَابْكِ عَلَى خَطِيئَتِكَ, and cry over your sins. What this means is that many people focus on either the future uncertainty of the world or the current gossip about other people's flaws, and you have plenty of current and past baggage that you need to cry about and you need to get out of yourself to really exert yourself towards Allah. And He is merciful and He will forgive you when you ask for His forgiveness, but let that be your concern. So some people talk about the fitna, and I think the end of the world, I heard the Shaykh say, 2022 came, all right, the world didn't end. Well, he meant 2222. He read the Quran wrong, so I think it's 2222. And you're likely not going to be around at that time if it's even around, right? But like, this is happening, and you see this happening. And so what causes them anxiety and paralysis is what? Everything that might happen. Or what causes them distraction and delusion is the flaws of other people. And the Prophet ﷺ is saying, bring it back to yourself. You've got your own flaws to work on. وَابْكِ عَلَى خَطِيئَتِكَ. Let that be which keeps you, concerned. I've got things that I don't want to meet Allah with. I don't know when I'm going to meet Him, but I know I will meet Him. Let me work on those things and do that dirty laundry, rather than trying to indulge in the dirty laundry of everybody else. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from that delusion. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to that which is pleasing to Him in all of our affairs. Allahumma ameen.